So this is about limit of a function still, and our focus on evaluation of limits. Is that clear, guys? Guys, where are my copy? I
Yes
want
po.
the copy of the problems that I have. Okay, anyway. So let's say we're given the following problems. Number one, who's chatting? So evaluate the following. Number one, let's say we're given limit as x approaches to of 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 all over 3x squared plus x minus 14. So how to evaluate this, guys? If it is quotient, you have to be careful. Do not apply substitution technique immediately. You have to check the limit of the denominator first and then limit of the numerator. Okay, guys? And do not substitute immediately and then get 0 equals 0 over 0, ha? So instead, you just do it this way, no? So you can do it mentally by putting the arrow. Oh, what's the limit of the denominator, guys? Oh, what is the limit of the denominator? Is it 0? 3 times 4 plus 2 minus 14. So it's 0, no? Oh, what's the limit of the numerator? You can then use direct substitution rule for the limits individually of the numerator and denominator. For the numerator, 2 times 4 minus 10 plus 2. It is also 0. So it means this limit takes the form or has the form 0 over 0. Okay, guys? So it means it is indeterminate form. So let's shortcut it, abbreviated IF to mean indeterminate form. Okay? So we're going to look for a function whose limit is the same with this original limit but with obvious limit, no? So hahanap tayo ng function na kung saan you can get the limit same with the limit of the original but the function is not the same exactly with the original, okay? But there is an interval at least that contains x equals 2 for which the function original function and the new one are identical except at x equals 2. Okay? Pero yung new functions natin with obvious limit, of course. So let's try to factor first. So to get that, no? The technique is factorization of the numerator and denominator. So guaranteed that there is a factor x minus 2. Why is it that it is guaranteed that there is a factor of x minus 2 in the numerator and also in the denominator, guys? Because it becomes 0 when x is 2, no? The numerator and denominator becomes 0 when x is 2. So it means x minus 2 is a factor. Or what is the other factor, guys? Huh? So if this is 2x, so the other factor to get negative 5, so it is what? Minus 1, no? 2x minus 1. Okay, guys? So x minus 2, 2x minus 1. Am I correct? What about the denominator? So we get 3x. To get negative 14, so we have positive must be positive here. 7, na? 3x plus 7. Let's check if we get the middle term. Negative 6x, positive 7, so that is positive x. Okay, guys? So from there, we can now, what? Cancel x minus 2. So the new function, having the same limit with the original, as x approaches 2, but the function now is defined there, so we can apply substitution rule, is the function 2x minus 1 all over 3x plus 7. Okay? So we can apply direct substitution here because the denominator is no longer 0 when you take the limit. Is that clear, guys? Guys?
Yes po.
So 2 times 2 minus 1 all over 3 times 2 plus 7. Of course, you can apply now quotient of limits here if you want. But of course, that's a detailed, no? I can get the limit of the numerator over the limit of the denominator. That's the time you can split the limit or apply the principle that we had, direct substitution rule, because this is what okay for 2 to have an immediate left and immediate right. Okay? So there is an interval for which I can go to immediate left of 2 and immediate right of 2, for which this function is defined at every number on that interval. And I can go to immediate left and immediate right. And I explained to you already what it means. So finally, what is the answer, guys? This is 3 over
3 over 13 po.
13. Okay, guys? Ayan. Thank you. So we have 3 over 13. That's the answer. Okay? Let's have number 2. We have limit as x approaches, let's say, negative 3 of this quotient. So let's say I have 4 x squared minus 3x minus 45 all over 5x squared plus 2x minus 39. Let's see. Again, this is quotient. So don't be excited applying direct substitution rule because it might be what? It might have a problem at x equals negative 3. So first, we have to check the limit of the denominator and the limit of the numerator separately. Let's do that mentally. So starting with the denominator, what's the limit? So since the denominator is polynomial, we can apply direct substitution rule there. 5 times 9 minus 6 minus 39. So that is 0. So what about the numerator? So 4 times 9 plus 9 minus 45. So that is also going to be 0, no? So hence, this is of the form 0 over 0. So it means it is an indeterminate form. So I defined to you already what indeterminate form is. Okay, guys? So let's now find out a what? A function whose limit is obvious, meaning limit will exist, and the same with the limit of this. Kaya lang, wala nang problem sa x equals negative 3. Hanapin natin yon. We can apply factorization method, no? So let's factor the numerator. So one of the factors guaranteed x plus 3. Mr. Officer, why is it that x plus 3 is guaranteed a factor in the numerator and also in the denominator?
Because the limit becomes 0 over 0.
Because the numerator and denominator are both 0 when x is negative
x
3.
approaches
No?
negative 3.
So guaranteed x plus 3 is a factor. No? So you learned that in Gen Math. So we have 4x. What's the partner? Minus 15. Am I correct, guys? Paki-check nga.
Yes po. Yes po.
Then I have 5x.
Minus 13.
Minus what?
13 po.
13. Okay? So this is canceled, no? The x minus x plus 3, I mean. So canceled out. So we now have limit of what now? What is now our new function? So our new function is 4x minus 15. So 5x minus 13. So obviously not 0 anymore, the limit of the denominator, no? So I can now apply substitution rule, no? To evaluate this limit. Or if you want, quotient of limits. So meaning limit of the numerator over limit of the denominator. So this new function has a limit at -3, and we say that this function is equal to this original function on a certain interval containing -3 except at -3. Kaya lang, ang maganda lang sa new function, the limit exists. No? Samantalang yung original, hindi pa natin alam kung nag-exist. No? Pero now we know. Okay? So we have 4 times -3 minus 15. What about the denominator? We have 5 times -3 and then minus 13. Okay, guys? And finally, we have, what's the answer, guys?
-27 over 2.
-27 over 2?
2 po.
Okay. I'm not going to, could you please?
-28 pala, sorry sir. -28.
So negative, so positive now?
Yes po.
27 over
28.
13, 15, 12, 15. Okay. Number limit as x approaches, let's say, let me have x minus 1 quantity squared times x. So x squared cubed minus 2 x squared plus x all over x squared minus 1 x minus 1. What's the product of that? So this is x cubed minus x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, let us solve this problem. Because I do not have a copy of the problem. That's why I make one. Okay, let's check this. This is again quotient. So warning, if quotient, do not be excited applying substitution rule. Is that clear, guys? Substitution rule can only be applied to limits if the limit of this is what? I mean, if the limit of the denominator is not 0. And the limit of the numerator, of course, nag-e-exist din. Pero kahit mag-0, okay lang. Huwag lang yung denominator. O, tingnan natin. Anong limit, Mr. Officer, of the numerator? You can call a name if you want. Limit of the numerator, limit of the denominator. For
yung sa denominator po, hindi po ba dapat plus 1 po?
Which one?
Para po, kasi 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1.
Dahil tinatanong ko muna kung magsi-0.
Nakuha ko po -2, sir, sa denominator.
Hindi 0. So, kung pag-naging 1, magsi-0 siya? Hindi. So, 1 minus 1.
Yes po, magiging 0 po. Pag plus 1.
Ito ang plus yan. What about that? Magsi-0?
Yes po.
Gusto ko ganito yan.
Pag plus 1 po sa dulo.
X squared minus 1. X cubed minus x minus plus 1. Para mag-0 siya. Burahin ko muna. Kasi ang gusto ko mag-0. Plus 1 to. O plus 1. Magsi-0?
Opo.
Yan. What about the numerator? Is it 0?
Yes po.
So therefore, it is indeterminate form, no? 0, 0, 0 over 0. So let's now factor the numerator and denominator. We can't do that mentally, no? So let's start with the numerator. So numerator muna. Numerator. What is the factored form? X minus x squared minus 2x plus 1. Am I correct? Is
Yes
that
po.
correct, guys?
Yes po.
What
Yes
about
po.
denominator? I can do factoring by grouping, no? Group the first two. Common is x squared minus 1. And then minus, for the last two, you factor out negative. So x minus 1. So getting x minus 1 as common. And then the remaining is x squared minus 1. Okay now, guys? Am I correct, guys? Guys, do not put equal, ha? If you write something in between, do not write equal because equal means it is referring to the last line that you wrote. So you just write implication or just have no equal sign. Limit as x approaches what? 1 of, let's factor this. So ito na yung factored form, no? X minus 1, quantity squared all over, what is the denominator? The denominator is x minus 1. Pwede pang ma-factor to no? Quantity squared. Quantity squared din. No? May x.
Yes po.
Tapos, x plus 1. Tama ba? Ito naman, x minus 1. Quantity is squared. Okay. Ano yung pwede nating tanggalin, guys? Ito. Tama ba? Guys?
Yes po.
So limit. So we have no new function. Having no problem at x equals 1, no? So we have x over x plus 1. What's now the limit, guys? 1 over, guys, what's now the limit? 1 over 1 plus 1, and that is equal to 1/2. Can you follow, guys? Guys?
Yes po.
Okay, limit as x approaches, let's say, -2. So I have, let's say, x minus 2. And then we have x minus 2, tsaka I want it quantity squared. Kaya ibig sabihin, x squared minus plus 4x plus 4. 0 yan dyan, di ba? 4 minus 8 plus 4. Gusto ko siya i-times ng, so x squared, x to the 4th plus 4x cubed plus 4x squared. Okay? And then x squared plus 4x plus 4. Multiply, let's say, by x plus 1. So that is x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. Then 4x, x squared plus 4x plus 4. So what's now this? 5x squared plus 8x plus 4. Let's check. Yan, naghang na. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Officer, let's check. Could you please check that, or you can ask somebody to check for the limit of the denominator, limit of the numerator?
Si Aaron Legaspi na lang po.
What is the limit of the denominator?
0 po.
Sure?
Po.
So yes, 0, no? What about the numerator?
Also 0 po.
0 also. So it means this is indeterminate form, no? So again, let's factor. Numerator muna. Let's start with the numerator. Kunyari, hindi niyo pa alam yung factor. So how to do that? So you can apply numerator. Factoring x squared, na? That is common. Getting x squared plus 4x plus 4. And this can be factored into x squared plus what? Plus, times x plus 2, 1 squared. What about the denominator? Paano pinafactor ang denominator? Wala na siyang pattern, no? So we apply synthetic division. Do you still remember synthetic division, guys?
You showed it po in your video po.
So 1, we write there the coefficients 1, 5, 8, 4. And then the number multiplier here that we are going to try possible factors ng 4. So pwedeng 1, pwedeng dahil nag-0 siya sa negative 2 nang itry nyo, wag ng iba. Sigurado kasing x plus 2 is a factor. If x plus 2 is a factor, so it means x equals negative 2 is a root of what? Of this when equated to 0. Okay, guys? So itatry nyo para mag-0 to, yung negative 2. Makukuha nyo yung other factors. So let's now have, ganito yung synthetic, right? Bring down, multiply by negative 2, add, multiply by negative 2, add, then multiply by negative 2. So it is 0 here. So therefore, one of the factors ay what? So of course, ang isa x plus 2. The other factor, x squared plus 3x plus what? Plus 2. Tingnan nyo, napafactor pa ba to?
Yes po.
Anong factor niya?
X plus 2 squared.
Di quantity squared na. Then
Times x
we
plus
have
1 po.
x plus 1. Okay, pakicheck na lang guys, ha? So yan. So therefore, this limit, we can rewrite. Tandaan nyo yung factors, ha? We can rewrite it as what? Limit as x approaches negative 2 of what is in the denominator again, guys? X plus 2, quantity squared. So, ibig sabihin, dalawang beses siya nag-0. No? Ibig sabihin, dalawang beses siya parang naging indeterminate. Kung isa-isang beses niyo pinactor. Kaya lang, pinactor out na natin totally. Kaya nakita na natin x plus 2 occurs twice as a factor. No? So, x squared and then x plus 2. Okay, so we can now remove this. Oh. Actually, pwede nang idiretso, no? Limit. Oh. Limit ng ano, guys? Oh, ito, nag-exist na yun, di ba? For -2. Oh. Gusto niyo pa bang isulat? Pwede na actually na hindi na isulat. Mentally na ito nilang natira. X squared over x plus 1. What's now the limit, Kitangon?
-4 po.
-4 all over what?
4 over -1 po.
Or -4. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys? What number now, guys? 5. So what about if involving radical? So we have square root of x minus 1 all over x squared minus 1. Nabigay ko na ba to, guys? Hindi pa.
I think yung numerator po, may similar na siya.
Meron ng ganyan.
Ata,
Change naman natin para minus 4 to approaching 2. Approaching 2. I 4. All over x squared minus 4. Okay, anyone? Sophia, what's the limit of the denominator, Sophia? So again, don't get me excited, guys, ha? So this is quotient. You have to be careful. Check first the limit of the denominator separately with the limit of the numerator. What's the limit of the denominator, Sophia?
0. Ay, sorry.
Parang hindi siya
Hindi pala po.
Oo, hindi. Dapat siya 16. Ang gusto kasi mag-0. Dahil madali na pag hindi nagsi-0, no? Doon tayo sa mga may problema. Sophia, what is the limit of the denominator? 0 now?
Po.
What about the numerator? Can we apply
Also.
substitution technique to the limit of the numerator, Sophia?
Yes po.
Yes, kasi yung 4 hindi naman siya endpoint ng graph nito. Pag ang nakalagay halimbawa, x approaches 0, you cannot apply substitution technique sa square root ng x kasi endpoint to. Remember, we have limit ng square root ng x as x approaches 0. Ang sabi sa rule, kapag nth root daw, dapat ang limit ng loob ay greater than 0. Okay, guys? Pero kung to the right to, from the right, okay lang. Pwede. Kaso, ang ibig sabihin pag walang sign sa taas, it means both from the left and from the right. But from the left, it does not what? It does not exist, no? The limit. Okay, guys? Guys, did you get that? Kaya be careful din, ha? Check mo mabuti. Baka mamaya, the radical, you cannot apply substitution technique. So this is 0 all over 0. I mean 0 over 0. That is indeterminate. Okay? Let's now try to, anong technique, Sophia, to get rid of the factor na nagsi-0? O kaya to find a new function na matatanggal natin ang nagsi-0?
Factor po.
Anong gagawin natin? Mapa-factor ba yung numerator?
Yung sa denominator po.
Denominator, pa-factor. Yung numerator, anong i-multiply?
Conjugate.
Conjugate. Okay? Multiply natin ang conjugate. Square root of x plus 2 over square root of x plus 2. And at the same time, we factor later the denominator. Okay? Itong x squared minus 16. So we now get this limit. Limit, yan, as x approaches 4, what's the product of the numerator? Tuloy mo na, Iha.
X X minus 4.
So it is x minus 4. What about the denominator? Factor mo na rin.
X plus 4 times x minus 4
Okay, and then multiplied by?
times square root of x plus 2.
Yan, very good. Okay, so pwede na nating tanggalin yung nagsisiro na. So we can now cancel this out. Oh, and then check if the limit of the denominator of the new function is now okay, meaning not 0 anymore. Is it not 0 anymore, guys? Hindi na, no? So we can now apply substitution technique there. What is left in the numerator, guys? 1, right?
1 po.
Okay, well, what's now the limit? Ano na ang limit nito? 1 over 4 plus 4 times what?
32 po.
Square root of 4 plus what? Plus
Plus
2. What is that when simplified, guys?
32 po.
1 over 16 times 4. Di ba? Sorry. 8 times 4. 8 times 4, 32.
32.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys? Did everybody get that? Hi, guys.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, be
Yes,
ready. Be ready for magtawag ka na iho para naka-ready na your classmate.
Krista po. Krista Tenorio.
Let's say I have this. So this is square root of x plus 5. So that is minus x plus x. Negative 1 minus 1. 2 minus 2, 0. And then we have x squared plus x minus 1 minus 1. Let's have it 2. 2x 1 minus 2 is 1 plus 2 minus 3. Could you please check who's the name called?
Krista po.
Hello po.
Yes. Iha, could you please check the limit of the denominator? What's the limit of the denominator?
0 po.
0. Okay. So this is going to be 0. What about the limit of the numerator?
0 din po.
0 also. We can apply substitution technique here, no? Because this is not at the end point, no? When x is negative 1. So this is indeterminate form, Iha, no? What are we going to do, Iha? What's
Yung
the next step?
denominator po, i-factor, tas yung numerator po, i-multiply po dun sa conjugate.
Then of course, pati denominator.
Opo.
No? Dahil para no change in value. Plus x minus 1. Then, anong factored form ng denominator?
X plus 1,
X plus 1.
x minus 3.
3. What is our multiplier?
Square root of x plus 5
X plus 5 minus?
minus x minus 1.
Okay, all over. You have to enclose, ha? Ibig sabihin ito,
Apa.
inclusion ito. Parang ito yung kapartner niya, no? Yan. X plus 5 minus of x minus 1. Okay. Continue, Iha. What's now the product in the denominator muna? Tingnan nyo kung saan kayo maraming isusulat, guys, para maganda yung fraction nyo. Hindi yung ang fraction nyo, hindi balanse. Ano mga isusulat sa denominator, guys? Ay, Iha?
X plus 1, x minus 3,
And then?
times x square root of x plus 5,
And then, pwede ko ng minus x plus 1, no?
Apa.
Okay? Yan. Total, hindi naman 0 yan, right? Di ba hindi na to 0 tong factor na yan? In the numerator, what is the product?
X plus 5
Minus
x squared
minus of x squared minus 2x
plus
plus
1.
1. Am I correct? Are we correct?
Apa.
Okay. So ano ang numerator ngayon when simplified?
X plus 5
X plus 5. Tsaka itong
minus
simula muna tayo sa quadratic.
x plus 1
Lagay ko sa sketch muna here. X squared negative minus what? Magiging plus 3x, no? Kasi may x pa here. Am I correct?
Apa.
Yeah. Then what about the constant term?
Plus
4.
Apa.
Right? Factor out yung negative, then factor mo. Anong factor form ng remaining? Yan. Negative of
X plus 1
x plus 1
x minus 3 x minus 4 po.
Okay, x minus 4. Okay, guys? Okay, very good. Teka ha, sulat ko muna yung sa denominator. Marami sa denominator eh. So we have x plus 1, x minus 3 is square root of x plus 5 minus x plus 1. In the numerator, we have negative of x plus 1, x minus 4, no? Yeah?
Apa.
Okay. What is now left in the numerator after canceling out x plus 1?
Negative x minus 4 po.
Negative of x minus 4 or negative x plus 4, no? Okay, thank you. In the denominator, we have x plus 3 and then multiplied to square root of x plus 5, then minus x plus 1. And then negative x or 4, or kaya 4 minus x. 4 minus x. What's now the limit? Anyone? What's the limit? Guys, what's now the limit? Anyone? Okay, guys. Anyone, guys?
Sinusulat ko pa, sir, yung given.
Okay, so we have negative 1 plus 3. What about the other factor. Square root of 4 na yan, di ba? Minus plus 1, then minus 1. I mean plus 1. Tama ba, guys? 4 minus magiging plus 1. Would you please check? 2 times 2 plus 2, 4. Okay na, guys? Okay na, guys?
Okay na po.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so let's have number 7. So number 7, this time we have about one-sided limits. Well, let's call this one-sided limits first. So we are now on one-sided limits. Paano naman pag mga one-sided limits? I think I need to give you one more. There is another example that I want to give to you. Number 7, what is this now? Number 7. Limit. What if I have limit as x approaches 1 of this, no? Let's say I have a square root of x plus 8 minus let's say this is, let's say plus naman, plus 4x minus 1. And then in the denominator, we have square root of x minus x. What about this kitangon? Can I have other names? Abrenso. Abrenso. And then you can have another name ready, ha? Mr. Officer.
Okay po.
Abrenso, what is the limit of the denominator?
Hello po.
What's the
Unsure
limit
po
of the
ako.
denominator? Mr. So,
Hello po.
what's the limit of the denominator?
Unsure po ako.
Sorry?
Unsure po ako.
Hindi, anong limit? Evaluate mo. Abren. Any other name? Mr. Officer? Okay. What's the limit? 0. What about the
0 po.
numerator? Is it
6.
0 also?
6 po.
Huh?
6.
Why 6?
1 plus 8 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 minus 1 is 6.
4 times x. 4 times 1.
4 po.
4
3 plus
minus
4
1. So is it
is
6?
6 po.
So let's say you want it to be 0. Anong i-modify natin?
Minus 7 po.
Itong constant, anong ilalagay ko sa constant?
Minus 7 po.
Minus 7. Yan. Para at least marunong kayong gumawa ng problem. O pag naging teacher kayo, alam niyo na gumawa. Kailangan lang pala maglagay-lagay ako ng mga number na magiging 0. O you can, at gusto niyo ma-exact, o the x plus 8 para exact. Okay guys? Is it 0 now guys? Later meron tayong hindi nag-0 dito. Kung paano i-handle yon after one-sided limit. This is 0 over 0. So what are we going to do? Okay, Tangon, what am I going to do?
Multiply it po by the conjugate.
Paano yung ilalim? Anong conjugate ang ipang-multiply natin?
I believe both conjugates po.
Oh, you believe? Bakit? Bakit you believe?
Tingin ko po, sir, parehas po ng conjugate yung need i-multiply.
Anong i-multiply muna sa, anong unang conjugate?
Square root of x plus x.
So, dalawa tayo ang best actually magko-conjugate, no?
So, hindi pa pwede both na po.
Oo. So, ano yung ilalagay natin? Minus?
Or x minus 7.
7, no? All over square root of x plus 8 minus what? Minus 4x minus 7. Ano pa? Multiply pa ng isa pang conjugate.
Square root of x plus x po.
Square root of x plus x para naman sa denominator. Over square root of x plus x. Okay, guys? Ayan, dalawang best tayo nag-multiply. Is this clear, guys? So, limit of... Hindi na yata tayo. Wala na yata tayo sa basic calculus. Ano na to? Parang nasa... what you call this? Advanced... Ano na tayo yata? Advanced calculus. Pero iba yung advanced calculus. Mahirap yun. More on proving yun. Parang nasa complicated calculus na tayo. Lumampas na tayo yata ng basic. O para kahit na saan kayong mag-college, alam nyo na. Okay, anyone? Sinong gusto mag-multiply? Anong product ng numerator, guys? Guys, anong product ng numerator? Ito munang una. Anong product niyan?
X plus 8.
X plus 8 minus 16x squared
Minus 16x squared.
minus
Minus...
28, 56.
Yes po.
And
Minus
then
56x.
plus 49.
Plus
Yes po.
49.
Simplify. Negative 16x squared minus magiging ilan? Negative. Is it negative 57? Kasi ilalagay ko sa loob yung negative x eh. Tama ba, guys? Kasi ilalagay ko yung
Yes po.
magiging 40. Is it 41? 41 ba?
41 po.
49 minus 8. 41? Tama ba yan?
Yes po.
Tama na?
Yes po.
So negative of, anong factor niya? Napapactor ba yan? Dapat yan may x minus 1. O x minus 1, 16x minus 41. Papaka-check kung tama. Guys. Oy guys, tama ba ang factor ko?
Tama po.
Anong baka? Okay na, guys? Di ba? Negative 16, negative 41, 56 yon. 56 ba? O sobra ako?
57 po.
57. O, 56. Tama, 57, na? Di ba? 57 negative naman yung loob. Na? Okay. O, di tama. What about sa denominator? O, ano yung denominator? X minus x squared. Am I correct? Mga bata?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Square root ng x plus 8. Then, minus 4x plus 7. Okay. O, pwede nating tanggalin yung nag-0. O, i-factor na rin natin yung denominator, ha? Ito. Anong factored form nito? Guys, negative of negative x, x minus 1. Tama ba? Di ba? X minus x squared, negative of negative x, then x minus 1. Am I correct, guys? Guys? Oy, guys.
Yes po.
Para naka-ready nang i-cancel. Negative of x times x minus 1. Okay. So let's now cancel. Wala na rin yung negative, no? Tsaka yung negative.
Yes,
So ano
boss.
nang kukopihin ko? What am I now going to copy in the numerator? 16 x minus 41 square root of x plus x. O hindi na nagsisiri yan, no? Then wala nang negative. X na lang. X. Then square root of x plus 8 minus 4x plus 7. Okay. O evaluate now the limit. 16 times 1 is 16 minus 41. Paki-simplify guys ha. 1 plus 1 all over 1 times 3 minus 4 plus 7. 1. This is 9. So 3 minus 4 times 1. What is the simplified form, guys? So that is negative 50 over 6. Oh, and that is equal to 25, negative 25 over 3. Pakicheck nga mga bata. Oy, mga bata.
Tama po, sir.
Okay na, ha? Sigurado kayo, ha? Wala bang maling sign? Yung pagkaka-multiply natin, okay? Sophia, okay ba yung pagkaka-multiply ko? May nahanap si Sophia na mistake sa ano eh. Oh. Okay, okay na guys? Sophia, okay na? Before I move to the next slide.
I think so naman po.
Okay, so let's now have number 8. Last for this, then we have another types ng mga limit. So limit of cube root of ay pangit ang cube root ko. Hirap gumawa ng cube root. Cube root of x minus 2 all over x minus 8. Then, as x approaches 8. Okay? Oh, what's the limit of the new denominator? 0. Limit of the numerator, cube root of 8 to minus 2. Is it 0 also? So
Yes.
0 over 0. Cut me if I commit mistake, ha guys? Yan. So what multiplier am I going to have to get rid of the radical in the numerator? Para makaproduce tayo ng factor na x minus 8. Ano yung multiply ko, guys? Guys.
Cube root
Itanon.
of x plus 2.
Ha? Times what?
Cube root of x plus 2 po.
Cube root ng ano?
Of x
Then plus what?
plus 2.
Are you sure? Hindi naman yan a minus b, a plus b. Kung a minus b yan, a plus b, ang sagot niyan is what? A squared minus b squared. Hindi mo pa rin matatanggal ang radical. Square the first. A cube root yan. Anyone? Guys? Guys, paano ang pagmumultiply? Anong ipagmumultiply? Kung kinonsider ko yung A minus B, anong imumultiply ko? Parang sagot, the answer is A cubed minus B cubed. Because if I will have a product of the form A cubed minus B cubed, I will able to get rid of this radical. Kasi cube ko lang yan. Cube the first minus cube the second. So multiplier ko is what? Guys, A minus B na to. A squared plus AB plus B squared. Okay? So square the first. So square the first. So cube root ng x squared is plus the product of the two pair plus 2 cube root of x plus the square of the second. So plus 4. Did you get that, guys? Guys?
Yes po.
Yan. Then 2 times cube root of x plus 4. O yan. O this guarantees that the product is A cubed minus B cubed. Approaches 8. O what's now the denominator? So the denominator, x minus 8. And then we have cube root of x squared plus 2 times cube root of x plus 4. And then numerator, this is the denominator, no? O, tingnan nyo kung tama yung kinokopya ko, ha? Numerator, cube the first. Ay di x na lang. Cube the second. So 8. Okay, guys? O yan. O, canceled. Canceled out. So we now have 1. Pwede na tayo mag-evaluate actually ng limit. Evaluate na natin. Thinking that wala ng x minus 8. Anong cube root ng 64? Guys. Is it 4? Guys.
4.
Then plus 2 times anong cube root ng 8? 2, no? So 2 times 2 plus 4. Am I right? 1 over 12. Is it 1 over 12, guys? Guys. Guys. Okay, let's have number 9. So this time, we're going to have limits naman ng mga coming from the left, coming from the right yung x this time. So we'll now have one-sided limits. So we're going to have one-sided limits. Okay? Yan. So let's say we are asked to evaluate the following. Number 1, limit as x approaches, let's say 2 of f of x, where f of x is given by this piecewise function. It is 2x plus 4. Let me start with the square root. The square root of, let's say, x minus 2 if x is to the right of let's say I one-sided, no? I want it, let's say 2, yan. If x is greater than 2 and it is equal to, let's see, it is equal to 2x minus 4 if x is less than 2. Mr. Officer, what can we say about that? To evaluate this, we apply one-sided limit. Okay? Yan. So una muna, let's get the limit from the left. Kasi magkaiba yung condition, no? At dalawa yung functions natin. Depende sa what? Sa domain, sa subdomain. So ang solution yan, first you have to get the limit of f of x as x approaches 2. From the left muna tayo. Mr. Officer, what expression are we going to have for f of x if you have limit of f of x from the left?
2x minus 4.
So 2x minus 4. By the way, is the function defined there?
No po.
Is the function defined at 2,
No
Mr.
po.
Officer?
No po.
No, pero remember,
But
x
they
is not
approach it po.
really 2, no? It's just approaching. Even the
Yes,
function in experience natin graphical, even the function is not defined at the number possible for the limit to exist, na? So we can still apply here substitution rule. Anong limit ng 2x minus 4 as x approaches 2 from the left? From the left is still
0.
2 times 2 minus 4, no? Which is 0. What about if you have limit from the right? Ito yung tinatanong nyo dati kung minsan bakit ang solution is ganito, no? Yan, you cannot evaluate this directly, no? Pero you can do it mentally, of course. Kaya lang, this is the correct solution or the complete solution. So anong gagamitin nating expression this time for f of x?
Square root of x minus 2 po.
X minus 2 is square root, no? Are we allowed to substitute 2, guys?
Yes po.
Yes. Sophia, are we allowed to substitute? Let's see the opinion of Sophia.
Yes po.
Okay, Tangon, yung mga valedictorian natin.
Yes.
Pwede, no? Kasi from the right naman siya. Meaning, nanggaling, pag ginarap mo to, manggagaling talaga siya from the right. You can travel along the curve, coming from the right, going to 2. Pero ito, kung from the left, hindi pwede. Okay, guys? So we can apply substitution technique for this case. Although, the limit sa loob, 0. Kasi from the right naman yan. Pero kung walang sign, hindi pwede. Kasi it means from the left and from the right. Okay, guys? Is that clear? Therefore, ano ang conclusion natin? Guys,
Conclusion.
f of x as x approaches 2,
0 po.
0. Clear? Okay, number 2. Limit as x approaches, let's say, -1 of g of x, and g of x happens to be equal to, let's say, my function, greatest integer of x. And then, if x is what? If x is less than or equal to 1, -1, I mean. And it is, let's say, absolute value of, okay, wait a minute. -1, -1 point, -1 point, less -1 point something, -1 point something negative. So this is, let's say, x minus 1, absolute value, if x is greater than 1. Okay, so let's see. Let's evaluate first limit of g of x as x approaches -1 from the left. O from the left, what am I going to consider? Caranzo. Beredi Alimorong, Eugene. Caranzo, what am I going to consider? Limit of what? Caranzo. Alimorong, Eugene. Naku, mga napipi na. Greatest integer, right?
Yes po.
Am I correct? Kitangon.
Yes po, sir.
O kung from the left daw ng -1, ano yung mga nasa left ng -1 na nasa neighborhood niya? Huwag
Negative
lalampas
1.5.
ng what? Dito ha, sa -2. Ano yung mga nasa left niya? -1.1, -1.2. What is the greatest integer? Let's say x is -1.1. What is the greatest integer?
Negative 2 po.
Siya constant, no? Constant siya sa interval na -2 to less than -1. What's the value? Sabihin, this is constant, this function, when it is close to -1 from the left. Kitangon? -2. What's the limit? -2. Okay? Hi guys. What about the limit from the right? Limit as x approaches -1 from the right. I'm going to use absolute value of what? Of x minus 1, no? So this is equal to the limit as x approaches -1 from the right of absolute value of x minus 1. Pag absolute value, wala namang problema kahit wag mo niyang tanggalin ang absolute value niyan for this case. Pero kung gusto niyo simplify, okay lang. Ano ang simplified form yan? Guys.
Absolute value of x
Kahit tanggalin, pag tinanggal ko yung
plus
absolute value, ganyan. No? Ano ang limit niya? -1 o baliktad siya?
baliktad po.
Kasi mali yung condition ko. May mali ako dito, guys. -1 to. Okay, guys. Kinorek ko to ha. Not intentional. I mean it -1. So, dapat negative of that na. -1 to ha. X is greater than -1, guys. This is 1 minus x. And that is 1 minus -1. And that is positive 2. Okay guys? Pero okay lang kahit wag nyo nang tanggalin kasi ano lang naman to, single absolute value. Wala naman siya sa denominator. So okay lang. Hindi naman nagsisiro ang denominator. Walang denominator yan. So pwedeng tanggalin, pwedeng hindi na. So kahit dito sa original, is still positive 2. No? Anong conclusion natin guys ngayon? Guys, ano ang limit ng g of x? Guys,
Does not exist po.
as x approaches -1, does not exist. Walang equal ha, guys. Don't put equal ha.
Opo,
Pag
DNA
nilagay
lang
ng
po.
equal yan, I will not consider. Limit of g of x, para kasi ang equal, binabasa yan ng is or is equal to, pwede ring is. Hindi magandang pakinggan. Limit of g of x as x approaches -1 is does not exist. Hindi maganda. Kaya hindi nilalagyan ng equal. Okay? So limit does not exist. Why is it that the limit does not exist, Kitangon? Itong mga ito lang ang mga nasagot.
Because the right side and the left side limit is not the same.
The limit from the left, limit from the right are not equal, although they both exist, no? Okay. What about this one? Malapit na mag-time. Limit number 2. 3. Anong number na ba? 2, 3. Limit. As x approaches, let's say 4, of greatest integer function of x minus 5. Yan. As x approaches 4 from the right. O, gawa tayo ng number line para huwag kayong malito. So it is 4 here and we want from the right, no? Going to the right. Pero approaching 4 pero galing sa kanan. Okay? So hanggang less than 5 siya. Kapag ang value nyo, let's say 4.1, 4.01. So what is the value of this, guys? What's the value? This is constant in this interval from what? From greater than 4 to less than 5. Okay? Actually hanggang 4, no? Mula sa 4 hanggang less than 5, pare-paras na 4 yan. Am I correct, guys? Pero ano pa lang 'yon? Dito pa lang ay ma-minus 5 pa. 4, more than 4, halimbawa 4.1 minus 5. What is 4.1 minus 5, guys?
Negative 1.
Negative 0.9. Ano magiging value nito? This is constant to what?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Okay, guys? Ito para sa x2, ha? Hindi yan para sa x minus 5. So, ang ibig sabihin natin pala, ang x, guys, ang x minus 5 ay what? Ang greatest integer niyan ay equal sa negative 1 if your x is what? If your x is minus 5 is between negative 4 to between negative 1 and 0. Okay? Yan. At yung x is between 4 and 5. Pero ang x minus 5 is element of this. So this is always negative 1. Okay? Guys? Tama ba? O negative 1 to negative 2? Tama. Ano bang nasa right ng negative 1? Negative 0.9, no? Okay.
Yes po, tama po.
Okay, number 4. Let's say I have limit, yan, as x approaches, let's say 3 from the left of, almost time na. Let's say I have, so we have x minus 5. Yan. So that is, so minus 2. And then all over, we have x squared minus 9. Again, that is quotient, guys. So don't be excited. So do not apply substitution technique immediately. Check the limit of the denominator. 0. Limit of the numerator, kahit yan from the left, is still, this is 2. Remember, this is 2, no? Okay, guys?
Yes po.
Minus 2. 0 pa rin.
0 pa rin.
So, ibig sabihin indeterminate. Let's simplify that. Tingnan natin kung paano natin matatanggal yung nagsi-0. So, ibig sabihin, what factor am I going to remove? Ano yung goal natin to remove? What factor? X minus 3, na? So, x minus 3, x plus 3. Yan, the factored form of this. At yung how to remove, Mr. Officer, the absolute value. Anong absolute value ng x minus 5? Kapag ang x mo is to the left ng 3. Ito muna. Anong absolute value nito? it is 5 minus x, negation niya, negative of this, kapag ang x natin is what? To the left ng 5. Tama ba? It is x minus 5 if your x is to the right ng 5. Okay, guys? O nasa ng 3? Nasa ng left ng 3? Is it less than 5? Yes. No? So, ang gagamitin ko, 5 minus x minus 2. O 5 minus x minus 2 is negative x plus 3. Pag pinactor ko yan, it is what? Guys, this is negative of x minus 3, no? Kasi negative x plus 3 yan eh. I want it to be cancelled with x minus 3. That is now cancelled. So I can now cancel this and evaluate the limit. What's now the limit, guys? Pwede na, no? Negative 1 over 3 plus 3. And that is equal to negative 1 over 6. Any question, guys? Guys, any question?
None po.
Limit as x approaches, let's say, negative 3 from the right. Marapit ng mag-time. Absolute value ng x, then minus x squared plus plus 6. Ang numerator natin, let's say, greatest integer of x plus 1 minus plus 2. Okay? Let's simplify first the numerator kasi ang greatest integer na si-simplify yan, guys, no? Simplify the numerator. Itangon. How am I going to simplify the numerator?
Look for values.
Yung greatest integer section, constant
Yes,
lang yan, sa isang interval. Interval na negative 3 to what? Pag ang x ay negative 3 to less than negative 2, no? Anong sagot niya?
Negative 2 po.
Negative 2, are you sure? Check natin, ha? So, gawa tayo ng number line para to make sure. Kasi yan, kuminsan ang hirap i-mental niyan eh. Negative 3, ito negative 2 halimbawa. This is negative 3 ay to the right. So, ibig sabihin, to the right ng a little, pupunta tayo ng negative 3, no? So, mga negative ano yan? Negative 2.9. Negative 2.9 plus 1 is negative 1.9. So, therefore, ito ay what? Ay simply negative 2, no? Ay, tama ba? So, plus 2. So, and then yung ilalim, ano ang absolute value ng x kapag ang x mo ay negative? Negative x. So, minus x squared plus 6. Okay, let's factor. Limit as x approaches 6. Pero ito ay 0. Ay, as x approaches negative 3 pala, sorry. From the right. Sophia. Anong simplified form nito? Sophia.
Sir, question lang po.
Yes.
The absolute value of x is negative x po?
Kasi di ba negative ang number natin?
Since less than 0 po, diba, sir?
Tama ba? Di ba negative x siya if x is what?
Less than
Less
0.
than 0, right?
Yes po.
Kapag ang x natin ay greater than or equal to 0,
Keep it as is.
simply
Positive.
x. O anong absolute value ng x? Pag tinanggal natin, is it negative or positive x?
Negative po.
Negative, right?
Yes
Sophia?
po.
Yes po.
Oh. Ngayon, nagkataon kasing ang numerator is what? 0. Di ba, remember, hindi naman talaga 0 yung ilalim na yan. Remember, it is approaching negative 3 only. It's not really 0. Ang limit niya 0. Pero hindi talaga siya 0. Kaya yung function na to is simply equal to what, Sophia? Anong simplified form nito? Huwag mo munang tingnan yung limit. Ano yung simplified form ng loob? Sophia, are you still there?
Yes po.
Anong
Is it
simplified form nito?
0?
0. So anong limit ng 0?
0.
0. Okay? So since 0 siya, remember, hindi na natin i-check yung ilalim. Kasi yung ilalim, although nag-0 yata ang limit niya, di ba? Tama ba? 0 ang limit niya. Yung limit, 3 minus what? 9, negative 6 plus 6. Kaya lang, hindi naman, what you call this? Hindi naman niya siya originally talaga 0, no? Okay? So, pero yung expression na to equals sa 0. Kung sana ito ay halimbawa, variable at nag-0 ang limit at yung ilalim nag-0 rin, indeterminate form. Pero ito, it's not indeterminate form. Okay? So, the limit therefore is 0. Am I right, guys? You can object if you want, no? Don't always say yes kung talagang sa tingin nyo hindi. Para bang ganito yan, no? Kung meron tayong limit as x approaches 0 of 0 over x. So 0 yan, hindi siya what? Hindi siya, dahil approaching 0 lang naman to. Pero ang simplified form nito is 0. It's not really 0, yung x. Kung 0 over 0 yan, undefined. Okay? Ano intindihan na, guys? Ay, guys. Before I leave,
po.
guys.
Naintindihan po.
Yes po.
Okay. Sophia, Kitangon. Okay na?
Okay po, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. O for incentive, yan ha. Yung first 5 na makakapag-post lang. Lagay nyo doon, may open incentive yata doon sa Google Classroom natin. Yun na lang i-post nyo. O limit ng square root ng negative x plus x approaches negative 1. O then minus this is x all over absolute value ng x minus 5 plus 6 minus 6x. Okay? O yan. Ano ang limit niyan, guys? First 5 lang ha. Titignan ko kung sino yung first 5 na makakapag-submit. Sa Google Classroom na lang, guys, ha. So if you don't have questions anymore, o yung iba hindi nagpa-participate, ha, o don't forget your attendance, yung mga hindi natawag, ha.